morning, everyone. Today, we will be interviewing some of the people who are affected by globalization, food globalization, from farmers all the way to local consumers and employees. Our first interview will be with food factory workers and a small-scale farmer. Let's see what they think of food globalization. So, Mr. Jim, what do you think of food globalization and how does it affect your life, family life?
Well, for me, globalization is good and bad. It gives me a job and I'm very happy I can put food on my table for my family. Sometimes foods are fresh, but most of the time are over a week old. However, I can barely pay our bills, even though I work 18 hours a day.
What supermarkets do you sell your goods to?
Well, I sell my goods for Aldi, Lidl, and Spar, but some orders get changed and I have to sell them at a lower price than for another supermarket.
Mr. Jim, how much money do you make per month?
I make $770 a month, but I earn $900 a summer because lots of my cards go in that season.
Thank you. I hope you have a better life after this radio broadcast gets to all countries. Now, let's move on to the next person, a local consumer. Do you, Miss Jane, think all foods from other countries are good, or do you only eat local food produced by small-scale farmers? And what do you think of globalization, food globalization?
I think food globalization is both good and bad because it lets us as consumers buy many products and gives jobs to millions of starving people in poor parts of the world. But its downside is that many people overwork themselves and can later lead to health issues.
Thank you for your answer. And what products do you tend to buy?
I tend to buy fair trade products to support farmers and food factory workers because they work non-stop to produce top quality foods for us and still can't help their family with food, especially fresh ones.
And do you do anything else to help these small-scale farmers?
I donate money to the World Food Program supporting small-scale farmers and food factory workers.
Thank you, Ms. Jane. Now let's have an encounter with the CEO of Aldi. So, what products do you tend to buy, Mr. Domagos?
I buy the cheapest thing on the market to make sure I make the most amount of profit, to keep my workers paid and my family fed. But I also buy fair trade products for customers to make sure people who are exploited can get money.
So, Mr. Domagos, what do you think of food globalization?
I think it's a great thing. We buy fruits and vegetables cheaply from poor parts of the world and sell them on the market for more than 3 times the price.
That's great! And thank you for your answer. Also, my question is, are your products mostly fresh?
No, sometimes the products are 5 or 6 days old, but that doesn't matter because it makes the fruits and vegetables ripe.
I feel sick. Don't people get sick from these food?
No, like I said, when the foods come into our shop, they are not always ripe. So we wait a few days for them to become ripe.
I hope that's really true.
It is the truth. How dare you accuse me of lying?
Oh, well, let's move on to the next person, an employee of Aldi. Mr. Tabor, what do you do as an employee and how much do you get paid?
I work as a food loader and salesperson. I earn around $2,000 a month.
And what do you think of food globalization?
I think it's good because for me, I can get all the foods I want whenever I feel like it. But I do feel bad for the small-scale farmers in the poor sides of the world.
Do you think food globalization is good or bad?
I have to go with it's good because fruits from all other continents over the globe are brought into our supermarkets. It gives me a job to do and lets me eat anything I want.
Is there also a downside of food globalization?
Yes.
Can you please give the reasons for it?
Well, many kids on poor sides of the globe have to work 16 to 20 hours a day in the hot sun and breathe in toxic chemicals used in fertilizing their goods. Even though they work so much, they can barely make enough money to put food on the table and can't have a proper learning environment.
I totally agree with you. Is there anything else you want to say?
Nope, that's all.
Have a nice day, everybody. And see you next time in the 24-hour podcast.